One, two, 1, 2. What up, y'all? Another conversation with DC3. You heard? This conversation right here, we're going to talk about pay for play. Pay to play. You know what I mean? Okay. So, I'm going to let y'all niggas know a little history, right? So, I see now everybody's talking about artists paying to perform. Is it ethical or unethical or whatever, right? Now let me break this down to y'all, right? So I did my first show ever in 1994 at the Hempstead Movie Theater, right? In Long Island. Okay. I paid $1,000 to rent the theater in 94. I own my own business. In my 20s, I'm owning my own business. I still own my own business. Now, right? 35 plus years being an entrepreneur, right? So me being that I do music, I was rapping at the time, producing all of this back from 80s to the 90s, right? So back then, I had younger artists under me. I was also rapping, and then I formed a crew called Rowdy Bunch. And then I also was co-managing the crew called the Bounty Hunters, right? Now, the Bounty Hunters were a crew that I met them when they was in middle school. Now, all these dudes is like 40 plus, and some of them got grandkids, right? Now, when I first started doing shows with them, and I first started getting them out there, we started going into the city, and I mean Manhattan, right? So to get into these shows back in the 90s, you had to pay. We did a club called Demerara back in the days. I paid $150 for them to perform. They were underage, but they still was able to get into the club. The Bounty Hunters, you know, shout out to my boys, Cuba Rocco, Drama, Drastic, Squeaky, who's Rahizzy now, right? And Sharp, who's the actor Jamel Howard, and my dude, Crowd Hyper, also known for the Port Authority Freeport merch, right? That was the crew. Then I had Rowdy Bunch, which was Tears, Ajala, Asalam, Jabril, who's now Acre Boys. You understand? Akbar, Shust. That was the Rowdy Bunch, and included me, DC3. I was going by the Mad Scientist, DC3, whatever, right? Now look, all of these events that I did back in the days that I took artists to, I paid $100 to $150. This is 90s, people. The 90s, right? Now, fast forward to 2007, 6, 7. I was managing Aisha Hall, who's known for Trap Queen and BET, who's now signed with Ghostface Killer. You can see her all over. Just Google Aisha Hall. You know her story. If you don't know her story, Google her, right? Now, I took her on a city run to do shows with Mental Supreme and all these guys in the Pyramid and clubs everywhere, right? And I paid $100 to $150. I paid that in 94, and then I paid that in 2007, right? For her. We did it like 4, 5, 6 showcases all around, and each one was like $100 to $150. This is 2007, right? Now, let's fast forward to 26, right? Artists are paying $150 to $200 and crying, right? And I get it. It's a different time. But we paid that in the 90s. In 2000. Y'all lucky that shit ain't balloon up to, with inflation, up to $500 base price, like just to get in, $500. Back then, when I did my show in '94, I was charging $10 at the door. My first show ever had 500 people in there. I charged $10 at the door. I hand drew the flyer. You see this? DC3. You see that? DC3. This is all me. I'm an artist. I'm a graffiti artist. I have a born talent. I did over 300 subway trains in New York City, in the Bronx. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like, this shit is documented. Google DC3 graffiti artist, and you'll see the history coming up. I have the book coming soon, right? And that's going to tell the whole history of the graffiti and the music, right? It's coming. Now, fast forward, I'm doing events. I started the Strong Island Concert Series in 2010. It's now 16 years later. I'm still charging $10 at the door. On a regular concert series, I was charging $10 in the 90s. And I'm charging $10 in 26. Come on now. Like, y'all gotta make it make sense, bro. Right? Now, when I do something with artists like Dice Peso, they make the price. He want to charge $40 at the door. It's $40 at the door. That's what it is. He's an artist. He put in the grind. He got the buzz. He put in the work. He put in more work than a lot of you niggas. So, of course, if it costs a certain amount of bread to open up for him, then that's what it is. Is it $40 at the door? That's what it is. The man that put the work in. Period. And he's getting paid to perform. You gotta feel and realize where your value's at. You understand? Now, these showcases that I've been doing, right? You know, I don't promise people record deals, studio time. I'm not promising you an interview. None of that. I ain't promise you to blow you up. But again, as you can see, I've been doing this since the 90s. So therefore, when I promote somebody, people see it. People see it. Now, do they know the artist or not? Because people tell me all the time, DC, I see you promote all these artists. I don't know them. Or I've only heard of them because of your page. I only heard of them because of you. That's it. Period. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I get it. You know, they say an artist don't need to pay to perform. That is not right, right? Now, I understand the radio, what Funk Flex is saying about niggas taking money, and they taking money, like $5 grand, 25,000, 40,000. You're not talking no couple $100 here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking a couple $100. These niggas is getting payola, bread, right? So again, then you got niggas who pay to go on these tours with other artists, 5,000 to 20,000. They go state to state to state. They got to pay all of their own expenses to get there because you're getting an opportunity. You're getting to open up for their crowd. Whether you're doing a paid tour overseas, you got to get there, right? So at the end of the day, it's not like back in the days. Like back in the days, y'all know I know Busta Rhymes my whole life, right? That's been my guy forever. So the reason why we've been so cool and been so friendly, because at the end of the day, we've been on the grind together since the 90s, right? So now, Public Enemies from our hood, Roosevelt, Freeport, Uniondale, Flavor Flav's from Freeport, rest of Public Enemies from Roosevelt, right? Now, they gave us an opportunity to go on a tour with them from New York all the way down, I think, to Texas. But guess what they said? Chuck D said, y'all gotta get there. We not paying y'all. This is an opportunity for y'all to open up state to state. You got a slot. I'm not charging y'all. We wasn't being charged, but we had to get there, right? So me, and rest in peace to my man Shamello, was the rapper. Epitome was his DJ. And me and my man Naftali We were the dancers. We rapped, but the only way for us to get on the tour, we had to go as the dancers. So instead of us saying with our pride, saying, oh, fuck that, if I'm not rapping on the tour, I'm not going. In order for me to get the tour experience, I'm going to go as the dancer. So me and him went as the dancer. Me, I was skinny as hell with the high top fade and all that. He dark skinned with the fade and all that. They was calling us Kid and Play in like Georgia and all these places, right? They ain't know. They just know we from New York. One light skinned nigga, one dark skinned nigga. That's Kid and Play. Whatever. He let us come out there. We introduced the crowd. We introduced the stage. But listen, we all went in, and the other car was Lisa New School. It was Dinko, Charlie, Buster, and Milo in one car. So the two cars followed the tour bus, state to state, and we got an opportunity to perform. Also was on that tour with us was Carl Dehaney and my man Dez Dotton, my man Dez Electric, right? So you gotta think about it like this. It's just an opportunity. We had to get the hotel rooms for each place. So we get one room, and all 8 of us will sleep in that one room. So niggas gotta run in, jump in, and mark the bed. Whoever gets to the bed first gets the bed, right? Then the rest of us gotta sleep on the floor. Buster, me, we sleeping on the floor, bro. We're splitting food. We're going to like 7-Eleven or 6-Eleven, whatever, in Atlanta, and we're splitting food. We're buying food. We're splitting food. We're splitting big gulps. We don't have no bread. We just here on tour. We're here for opportunity. The opportunity is valuable to us, right? Now, those learning experiences help make Buster the superstar he is to this day. So again, it's called paying dues. This is language that we need to bring back into reality because paying dues means something. You understand? Because at the end of the day, if you don't understand and don't get it, like, you gotta crawl before you can walk. All this superstar trying to be, I know who I am. Fuck that. Prove who you are. Don't be just telling niggas I know my worth. Show niggas your worth. You can't just be talking just to be talking. You gotta show niggas. Show them what you worth. Show them who you are. Action. Fuck the talk. A lot of internet want talk. No action though. No action. You know, paying to perform, paying to go on tours. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But to sit there and go, oh, I don't want to open for this artist but you're not bigger than that artist. You're just not. So if you don't want to open up for an artist and don't want to pay for an artist, you know what you need to do? You need to get out there and fucking grind, and make yourself valuable or bigger than that artist. You understand? Y'all niggas always want to collaborate with each other. Okay, so if you got 5 mediocre niggas collaborating on a mediocre producer's beat, guess what? The song is trash and mediocre. You niggas is just band-aiding niggas because y'all niggas is all mediocre rappers, but y'all collaborating together, and the song is just exactly what it is. Mediocre. Instead of you trying to be great, get on that track and be great. Like, yo, work on yourself. Make 1 million songs honing your craft by yourself. When you finally come out that fucking basement or fucking out that crib, niggas are like, where the hell this nigga been? He's been practicing his skills, his lyrics, his songwriting, his structure, how to make hits. You see, this is why Motown and all these other places had A&R department and artist development department to make artists develop into greatness, or had mentors to make them develop into greatness. All of this, you thinking that it's a scam for artists to pay to perform. So let's break this down. Now, mind you, when I first started this concert series, I never charged artists. I was charging, I think, $50 for artists, right? But when I first started it, I wasn't charging no one, right? The first ones we did, I had 3 artists on the bill. I gave a headliner 30 minutes. I gave 2 opening acts 15 minutes each. That's an hour show. Now it was up for those 3 artists to pack the building, right? Now, mind you, I just started I Am Strong Island. And then with the t-shirts first, then I came with the concert series, right? Now, after that, the event started going a little bit, I was curating the artists. Artists I thought that was lyrical, that I thought that was ill. Every one I do, 2 guys and 1 girl. I always had a female rapper. Long Island had a lot of female rappers at that time in 2010. So each show I had female rap. I was doing it at Passions in Freeport, which is now Prestige Palace, right? Now, look, I'm doing that. The shows is not packed. Some got packed, some got cool. Some were good, some were whatever. So then I started, still wasn't charging artists, and I started adding in more artists. I started adding in trap rappers. I started adding in the gang members. I started adding in different rappers, not just the lyrical rappers. The concert series took off. Boom. Packed. Crazy. Mumble rappers, whoever. Just crazy. I balanced it. Lyrical rappers, mumble rappers, and then people come, oh, DC, you letting these trash ass niggas in the show. But the lyrical rappers was not bringing any crowd. When I curated it and had the best lyrical rappers, no crowd was coming. But when I brought the mumble rappers or the trap rappers in, or the gang members, it's flooded. You understand? So you got to understand, it's like, all right, business-wise, it's business. And I wasn't charging no one, right? So they were bringing their crowd. Now, fast forward to 26. And in between there, we charge artists no more than $100 to perform, right? Then around 2019, 2020, somewhere around there after the pandemic, I just stopped charging, about 18, I think. I stopped charging artists. I said, all right, we're not going to charge artists. Artists got too much to pay for already. They're paying for interviews. They're paying for podcasts. They're paying for studio time. They're paying for marketing. They're paying for promotion. They're paying for tracks. They're paying for everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to be the one to let the artist perform for free. And this is one less thing they don't have to pay for. But all I asked artists to do was bring people out that will pay. So therefore, the club has to make money. And I've walked away with $50 sometime, right? Now, mind you, and on the bigger side, I walked away probably maybe $1,000, right? Now, again, $50 or $1,000, I'm not getting rich. You understand? So again, this is for the love. This is not to get rich. You're not going to get rich off this. You get rich off a concert with superstar rappers. If I did a concert with Drake, I'm rich. If I do Jay-Z, I'm rich. If I do Nas, I'm rich. Like, you do superstar rappers, you're going to get rich because they got a built-in million fan base that's going to come see them. But when you're doing up-and-coming rappers, you can't get rich because majority of people don't know them. So they got to just bring their crowd that know them. I could promote to my eyes are sore, to I'm blue in the face. If people don't know them, they're not going to come listen to songs they don't know. They want to hear popular music. This is why a lot of promoters don't do showcases, refuse to do showcases. They'd rather do an R&B party, a hip-hop party, a reggae party for people to come and dance with no performances. And if they do have performances, they're going to get a Davies or a Lou Got Cash or somebody like that. They're going to get a Mano, you know. They're going to get Jada. They're going to get Jim Jones. They're going to get somebody like that. A known artist. Because these clubs are playing top 40 hits. They playing number hit records. They're not playing independent music that they don't know. Y'all have to understand, regular people don't want to listen to shit they don't know, especially when they out into a club. That's why a lot of DJs can't play the music, because they can get fired, because you got to play the music that people know, right? You can slip in a couple songs here and there, but you can't do that all the time. Artists, what y'all need to do is go to those clubs, those R&B clubs, those hip-hop clubs, the regular clubs that there's no shows. Promote your music there. Hand out flyers, give out this, give out that, give out keychains, give out bottles of whatever you got to do to promote yourself. Just network with people, buy somebody some drinks or something. Yo, you heard my music? Like, you got to network with people. You got to go to regular shit with regular people to gain a fan base. That's one way of doing it besides doing a show. So when I stopped charging artists to do a show, I had a good run with that. That's cool. I put 20 artists on the bill, and guess what happens? Out of 20, 8 don't show up. You know why 8 or 9 don't show up? I had put 15 artists on one bill, and 3 artists showed up out of 15. You know why? Because they don't care. There's no obligation. They didn't pay. They got a free flyer. They got free promotion. And they're home in the goddamn bed. They're at home, sleep, chilling, smoking, in the studio. Man, fuck that show. Nah, I ain't going. Yeah, but DC promoted you. Oh, man, fuck that. I ain't going. Now, there's some people that got genuine, yo, I had to take care of my kids and baby mama drama. I had to work. I had to do this. There's legitimate reasons. But if you're doing it more than once, that's a problem. And if you're doing it to more than one promoter, that is an issue. And then promoters ain't going to want to fuck with you, because they're like, why put you on a flyer if you can't show up, or you don't want to show up, or you just think you're just going to get free promotion? That's not how this shit works, man. That's not how the game works. You can't just sit there and just think you're just going to get free promotion and not show up and not have no obligation, especially if a nigga's not charging you. So therefore, it brings you back to why people charge artists. You got to charge artists to make sure they're going to show up. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So this way, it's like, so if the security is a certain amount of money and the DJ costs a certain amount of money, me as a promoter, right, I'm taking a chance by doing this, right? Now, if me as a promoter can pack that building without artists, just me as a promoter, what I need artists for? Why do I need artists to even come there to perform if I could pack the building just off my clientele by itself? That's a dance party. That's a party for people ready to dance. That's not a party for people ready to perform. You name me one promoter that could pack a building just off them, and they not an artist or ex-artist or whatever. Like, if you were ex-artist and you had a base, a fan base, and people just want to come support you, and now you promoting, that's one thing. But if you just a promoter and you ain't no artist or nothing, and people just coming because they love you and they fuck with you, they just want to be around you, they just want to come vibe to the music, and that's how this works. That's why you got promoters like Hollywood Chuck and Will Thomas and all these other guys that promote regular parties. And people come for them because they curate an event and they're playing all the latest, hottest music. They can get some food, they get some drinks. Ain't nobody performing. And if someone's performing, it's a famous person from the 90s or the 80s that they're getting in it. They're not getting in no independent artists. They're just not. They might say, all right, so I did something with Hollywood Chuck, whereas we had the females of Long Island, right? And This ain't paid. You know, they didn't got to pay to perform, nothing. It's a Prime on the Mile on a Tuesday. All the females had to do was show up. They don't have to perform or do nothing. They're going to play your music. There's already a crowd there. You can bring some people. It's free to get in. Prime always have a crowd. And it's free to get in. Chuck called me, DC, I need some females from Long Island. Blah, 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 blah. So I grabbed, we get like 5 females. And including my daughter, Billy Slay. So it's a good crowd there, and shout out to Keita Face. And the females of Long Island pulled up, and some didn't pull up. I'm not gonna say the names. And then one hit me and said, is there payment involved? So you want them to pay you to come to the event? Like, why would they pay you? Like, why would they pay you? Just your name on the flyer, is that gonna bring a whole lot of people that they can make their money back? You gotta think about it. This is business. This is a hustle. Like, if your name on that flyer is gonna bring, if you want $500 for an appearance, am I gonna make $500 by having you there? And it's free to get in. So why would I want to pay you? So I told her, I'm like, you got to talk to him. Maybe he want to pay you. I don't know. But again, he's doing more for you because you're getting your music played to a regular crowd that don't even come to rap shows. But you're getting music played to a regular crowd. Like, I don't understand. These are the type of opportunities that I give to certain people that they hit me and was like, yo, DC, what up? But they're not performing. They just there being fly, getting their music played. And then it's just always some BS. It's always some bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. You got to think about it. Then there's artists that's like, DC, you want me to come to your show? I need this. I need you to pay this. My man, whoever. I'm not paying nobody. That's just what it is. Because it gotta make sense. You understand? It gotta make sense. You niggas out there that hustle, that sell weed and all that shit, like, you give a nigga a consignment pack, and the nigga fucked the money up. So how you gonna get that money back? Right? So it's like, for me to pay an artist, a local artist, to come to my show, to come to perform, are you bringing out about 40, 50 people that can make this money back, that gonna pay? Or they're gonna cry and complain at the door saying, yo, that's my man, I'm with him, I need to get in free, You know what I'm saying? Because it gotta make sense. Because if you're not getting a bag in the 5 boroughs, why would you come to me and think you're gonna get a bag? You gotta be getting bags all over the place. Just say that. Yo, DC, I just got paid $2,000 to do here. And then there's artists that I know that got paid to do shows and still come do my show for free. And they're more popular. And they got a bigger name. And they put in more work. But they just got respect for me so much that they're like, nah, D, I'm gonna come and do it for free. You my guy. That's it. And they've done big shows, right? So again, it's like, yeah, I do these small clubs, but I also go and do a Stereo Garden, a bigger spot. Now I'm doing the bowling alley, August 3rd, which is a bigger spot. Every Monday, the first person ever to do shows at the bowling alley. So get with me on that. You know what I'm saying? So end of the day, it's like, yo, you either gonna you can't have it both ways. If we put you on the bill, you're gonna have to, if we put you on the bill for free, you must show up. If you paying to perform, it makes you want to, when you don't show up, it makes promoters want to charge you to perform because we can't have artists not showing up because it fucks the show up, right? Now, the club needs to make money, the drinks, because I hear all the time, yo, I don't like doing clubs. They say I don't like doing these showcases because these artists don't spend no money. They don't buy no drinks. They don't buy this. They don't buy that. Yo, it's a waste of time for me. So I got to charge a promoter to do a showcase to cover my staff, right? So the promoter got to come out of his pocket in order to even get the club. The promoter got to come out of his pocket because you can't get money from the artist if you don't even have the club. So to get the club, the promoter got to pay for the club. I paid for plenty clubs. Like, I don't really pay for clubs, but at a time I had to pay for clubs. Like, I was doing Blackthorn in Queens for 4 years. And I paid them every time. I did Revolution in Amityville for 2 years. And I paid them, right? So again, up front or at the end of the night, right? But most of the time with Blackthorn, I had to pay them up front, right? And that was the only spot that I did that with, right? Now there's certain spots, yeah, you gotta pay, and I had to come up with the money my own self and do it, right? So again, I get it. I understand. It's an investment. It's a time. It's an error. You know, it's something that, you know, you take a risk with. You know, it could be a flop. You invest your money into it, and it could work or it could not work. But to sit here and think about it like, yo, he just using my crowd. Without me, there's no crowd. Yeah, there will be a crowd without you, but we don't need performances. Because I can bring a crowd for just a DJ. Regular people fuck with me. That's why my stores stay in business. I don't really have a big clientele of rappers that shop with me, that buy my merch, that buy my clothes. Who buy my clothes is regular people. Regular, everyday, hardworking people. And I got hundreds of them. You understand? That's why I've been in Newsday. I've been in all over the place. I've been in all kind of articles and stuff, because me as a businessman, that ain't got to do with the shows. This just got to do with me as an entrepreneur selling my shit. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, if you charge an artist, I don't want to charge artists, but I can't keep doing flyers for niggas and niggas not showing up and getting free promotion. That shit irks my fucking nerves. You understand? Like, come on now. Come on. Like, so just to let you know, for those that's asking, right? So back in 2010, I did a birthday party. And I'm going to post the video, right? At that same club, Passions in Freeport. I did a birthday party. And it was me for my birthday. And I did a performance because before I was rapping, right? In about 2000, I don't know, maybe during the mixtape era, the 2000s. Me and my man Despo was putting out a lot of freestyles, DC and Despo, on everybody mixtape. I mean, everybody. And then every DJ, from DJ Clue to K-Slade, rest in peace, is my guy, Big Mike in Connecticut, DJ Drama, every DJ was tapped in with me. I mean, every DJ during the mixtape era was tapped into me. Cutmaster C, Cool Kid, Superstar J, everybody. We've been on everybody's mixtapes, right? And I've been on there personally, either yelling and screaming, repping Long Island, or even rapping on the mixtapes. You understand? So in 2010, I did the show, and I brought out my man Despo. I brought out a couple artists. I brought out the violinist, Classic. That was her first show she's ever did, right? So she's out here doing her thing, and that was one of her first shows. I convinced her to come out and do my show with me right in Freeport, right? Now, this was my birthday party and performance. And guess what? I packed it. I packed it. Just off DC, birthday party and performance. I packed it by myself. No one else on the bill. At the end of the night, I brought out Reek the Villain as a surprise guest, and he did the mechanics as a surprise guest. But he wasn't advertised, right? No one was advertised but me. come celebrate with DC, celebrate his birthday and performance. And guess what? The place was packed. I did it by myself without no other artists. It wasn't no DC3 and friends. It was nobody. It was just me. So at the end of the day, y'all gotta understand, anything y'all saying I need to do, I did already. You just wasn't there. You wasn't outside. Some of y'all wasn't even born. You understand? So at the end of the day, come on now. Like, you know, this is real talk here. I'm having a conversation with DC3. Like, nigga, what? Like, come on now. The dues has been paid. And I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. I'm just trying to tell people. All this niggas saying the pay-for-play thing is a scam. Well, you know what? Artists need to step it up. Y'all need to always start coming on time. Bringing your crowd. Showing up. And performing. Why don't y'all do your part if you want us to do our part? You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Now, mind you, I've done door splits with ATM Big, Cussy the Villain, and Hollywood Merce, Max Bond. I've done door splits with them. Whatever came in the door, they brought their crowd. I split the money with them. So niggas can't never say that DC didn't do this with niggas. I did it with Max Bond more than once. And I used to do it with artists from back in Vibe Lounge, from back in the days. Yo, you bring this much artists, you bring this much people. All right, it's $15. Niggas sold tickets. When I did my first award show back in 2015, it was 500 people there. People sold tickets. The tickets was in advance $15. I gave people $5 off of every ticket. Some people sold 50 tickets. Made that bread. There you go. It's all about your hustle. It's all about your hustle. I ain't got no problem splitting money with niggas. But you gotta be the hustler. You gotta get out there and grind. You can't think that niggas is taking advantage of you when they trying to put money in your pocket as well. Even though it was a little change here and there, $5 off every ticket or whatever, right? It don't even matter. It's something. You understand what I'm saying? You're not paying, right, to perform, but you're making money off the tickets. So if you don't want to sell tickets and make some money off the tickets, and you don't want to pay to perform, you just want to show up by yourself, rap, you need to just stop fucking rapping. Because you don't really understand what it takes to be there. You just in the way and you waste a nigga's time. That's it. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? It's like, I don't be understanding what artists is. You gotta get it together. I see a lot of dudes using this pay-for-play thing for content. Now the radio payola, that's a whole nother story. And they talking big bread. They're not talking no little bread. So I'm saying at the end of the day, this is little money here. This ain't no big money. I ain't gonna be driving no fucking Bentley off of this shit. I ain't gonna be in no Rolls Royce off of this shit. I ain't gonna be in no motherfucking Phantom. You understand? I ain't gonna be in no Ferrari off of doing showcases. Come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Charging $10. I was charging $10 in the 90s. In the 90s, I was charging $10. I was paying $150 for artists to perform in the 90s and the early 2000s. So for that to still be the same price now, y'all should be grateful for that. That it's still the same price now. God damn. Like, the price never went up. Y'all lucky. The price never went up. Because in reality, inflation, the door should be $30, $40. Regular price. And the open up for artists or just to perform in the showcase, if it was $150 in the 90s, that should at least be like $300 on a standard price for inflation purposes, right? But it's still $150, $200, sometimes $50, $40. I seen $25. I mean, come on now. Come on. So if If you get an opportunity to do a showcase for free, please show up. If you get a free flyer, please show up. That's all we saying. Just show up, man. Come and do a show. Do your best show. Do the best that you can. Bring your people out. Go home at the end of the night. We all know. And then, a lot of people mad because artists get on. And then when people get on, perform, and then they leave. So 9 times out of 10, the artists that come by themselves will probably end up going last because you didn't bring no crowd. The ones that bring the crowd should be the ones that go first because they brought the crowd. That's the way it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? And then niggas go, oh, DC, what's the time that I'm getting on? The timestamp. Like, yo, I'm getting on at 12:10 to 12:15. We got 5 minutes, right? I've done that too. And what artists done? They show up. They tell their people, yo, I get on at 12:10. So there's niggas that will sit in the car, in the parking lot, drinking, smoking in the parking lot and wait until 12:10 to walk in the door or 12:05 to walk in the door, sit there for 5 minutes, wait till their man come on at 12:10, and then at 12:15, they all leave. They just wanted to see their man, no one else perform, and then they out. So I stopped doing that. I stopped giving timestamps. Nope, not doing that. Because too many artists did the same thing. And that's some selfish bullshit, and I'm not with it. So I don't do timestamps. I can do timestamps with the best of them. But I'm not doing it because this is how selfish artists are. You understand? They want to sit they don't want to see nobody else perform. They just want to see their man perform, and we out. Craziness. Just craziness, bro. Just craziness. Y'all complain about so much instead of just focusing on, and well, like I said, a lot of artists need to just start doing their own shows. Like, I got to give it to my boy So Rich. He asked me to hook him up with the Belmore movie theater, and I did that. And he's only one of the few that I would even co-sign like that. Because at the end of the day, when I co-sign somebody to get a club, my name is on the line. Because that bowling alley, I already did 5 to 6 successful events. And shout out to Denise. She the one who put me onto the bowling alley. She co-signed me. So I got to make her look good by throwing successful events. And not having no drama and not having no problems. Making sure everything is paid for, right? So when Rich came to me, he's a certified G. So I know he has a fan base. I know that he has clientele. And so I co-signed it for him, hooked him up with the guy, with the owner, and then they took it from there. He expressed a couple ideas to me about what he wanted to do it. And it went crazy. He packed that place more than I could have packed it. You understand? He packed that place that people was out the door. About almost 100 people wasn't able to get in. That's how crazy he had it. He had the pyrotechnics. He had the movie screen. He had the band. He had the violinist, classic, who I introduced him to. Right? So again, I only look out for people like, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna bring that type of clientele, he had Blockwork there. He had, what's the other one? CTRL, whatever. I forgot the name of the Come Up, or not the Come Up by Fendi, but my boy Payne, yeah. So again, I'm here to like tell niggas like, come on now. Come on, bro. Like, listen, I've done a bunch of drop mics in my store. Long Island got something to say. I did like 40 of them. I never charged one artist for nothing. And then when artists come to me that I know that's doing some flip-floppy things, yeah, give me $100. And then they don't show up because I know they're not going to show up. But again, I did 40 drop mics, edited the things myself, and I never charged not one person. You understand? Long Island got something to say. It's on YouTube. Google it. Right? So again, like, come on now. Like, I've done so much for artists for absolutely nothing. And everyone knows that I've been the one on the forefront for the longest, since the 90s, for this Long Island shit. You understand? So at the end of the day, like, in order for Long Island to move forward, niggas has just got to stop the BS. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it gotta make sense. You understand? Like, everybody feels they got the way to get in the door. Everybody feels they have the blueprint. But until someone wins and makes it to like a 50 Cent level or a Jay-Z level or Nicki Minaj level, they're not gonna believe you. You gotta get out here and get hit records and become rich and famous in order for people to understand and believe it. You gotta win. They don't fuck with you until you win. You understand? That's it. So you gotta focus on winning. That's the whole thing. Winning. That's what Atlanta did. They won. And they kept winning again and again and again and again and again. So at the end of the day, it's like, that's how you take shit. You want, and again, I'm going to say this before I get out of here. I know I spent a little time because this is a subject that needed to be covered, right? Now, listen to this. If everybody if everybody feel they have the blueprint to get on, right? Well, y'all all need to follow him. Or y'all need to follow him. Y'all need to follow him. We all need to come together. We all need to do this. We all need to do that. Listen, 3 guys from Buffalo blew Buffalo up. 3. It didn't take a million niggas. It took 3. 3 niggas that understood. One dude had the master plan, and the other 2 followed suit. Westside Gunn had the master plan. Benny the Butcher and Conway followed suit. All 3 of them got rich. All 3 of them became famous. It's not rocket science here. And we already have major superstars. Buffalo did, all they had was Rick James before them, right? We got so many legends. It ain't even funny. So again, you got to respect these legends because you want to be where they're at. That's it. You want to be as legendary as Public Enemy or Rakim or EPMD or whatever, right? You want to be a Mariah Carey or Ashanti if you're a singer. Like, you want to be that. You understand? Like, they got millions and millions and millions of records sold and is known worldwide. So that's the goal. Not just to be known in Long Island, to be known worldwide. Worldwide. So again, we say this. Like, there's ways of doing this. And we just got to keep moving forward and get this shit together. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep doing these shows. We're going to keep knocking these out. We're going to keep making these platforms. We're going to keep doing this for the artists until something gives. You know what I'm saying? I've been the one at the forefront for a minute, and I'm going to still be at the forefront for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Until I decide to walk away. But I'm not walking away until we get niggas where we need to go. We got to get niggas where they at. We need to birth more stars, more superstars. And whatever that needs to take and whatever that needs to happen, we gonna do it. That's it. Regardless. You know what I'm saying? It don't take a million of us to do it. All it takes is 1 or 2, 3 or whatever to do it. And the game has changed. And it's not like we haven't done it time and time and time again. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we can't do it again. So again, coming. Conversation with DC3. And I'm out, baby.